Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you noticed something a little medieval lately? I'm not just talking about the latest season of your favorite fantasy show. From video games like Elden Ring and Crusader Kings to fashion trends rocking corsets and Renaissance-inspired aesthetics, it feels like the Middle Ages are making a major comeback. But this isn't your history textbook's Middle Ages. This is something new, something different. It's what experts call Neo-Medievalism, and today, we're diving deep into why this blast from the past is capturing our modern imagination. So, what exactly is Neo-Medievalism? Put simply, it's our modern-day reinterpretation and fascination with the medieval period. It's not about historical accuracy. Instead, it's about cherry-picking the elements we find cool, romantic, or powerful: the knights, the castles, the magic, the epic quests, and weaving them into our contemporary culture. Think of it like a historical remix. We take the best parts of the medieval era, strip away the not-so-great stuff like the plague and lack of indoor plumbing, and create a fantasy version that speaks to our current desires and anxieties. One of the biggest drivers of this trend is, without a doubt, pop culture. For decades, fantasy has been a huge genre, but it's exploded in the last few years. Shows like Game of Thrones and The Witcher brought gritty, complex medieval-inspired worlds into the mainstream. They weren't just about knights in shining armor. They were about political intrigue, morally gray characters, and raw human drama. This complexity made the medieval setting feel more relatable and adult than ever before. It showed us that this historical period could be a backdrop for incredibly compelling stories about power, family, and survival. Then you have the world of video games. Titles like Elden Ring and the Dark Souls series have become cultural phenomenons. These games don't just let you play as a knight. They immerse you in sprawling, mysterious worlds filled with lore, danger, and a profound sense of history. They challenge you, they make you feel small in a vast, ancient landscape, and that struggle, that sense of overcoming impossible odds, is incredibly appealing. It taps into a fundamental human desire for adventure and mastery. It's not just about escapism, it's about empowerment. You're not just a passive observer, you are the hero of your own epic tale. But the appeal goes deeper than just entertainment. Let's get real for a second. The modern world can be overwhelming. We're constantly connected, bombarded with information, and navigating a globalized, fast-paced society that can sometimes feel impersonal and chaotic. In this context, the idea of a simpler time, even a fictionalized one, is incredibly comforting. Neo-Medievalism offers an escape to a world with clearer structures. You have kings, knights, peasants, you have castles and villages. There's a sense of community, of belonging to a specific place and a specific group. Even if it's a fantasy, the idea of a world with defined roles and a strong sense of local identity can feel like a welcome relief from the complexities of modern life. This nostalgia for community is a huge part of the trend. In the Middle Ages, your identity was tied to your village, your guild, your lord. In our hyper-individualistic world, many people are searching for that sense of connection. We see this in the rise of online communities dedicated to fantasy fandoms, Dungeons and Dragons groups meeting every week, and even the popularity of Renaissance fairs. These are always a building a tribe, of finding your people who share a common interest in this romanticized past. It's about creating a shared experience in a world that can often feel isolating. Now let's talk about aesthetics. The look of Neo-Medievalism is everywhere. On platforms like TikTok and Instagram, you see trends like cottagecore and royalcore, which borrow heavily from a romanticized, pre-industrial European past. People are drawn to the natural materials, the handcrafted quality, the flowing silhouettes. It's a rebellion against fast fashion and mass production. There's a desire for things that feel authentic, timeless, and connected to nature. Wearing a corset or a flowing linen dress isn't just a fashion statement. It's a way of embodying a different set of values: slower, more deliberate, and more in touch with the earth. This aesthetic appeal is also about reclaiming a sense of romance and enchantment. Our modern world is often seen as disenchanted, explained by science, and stripped of mystery. The medieval fantasy world, on the other hand, is brimming with magic, with ancient ruins, enchanted forests, and mythical creatures. It reintroduces a sense of wonder into our lives. It allows us to believe, even for a moment, that the world is bigger and more mysterious than it seems. This desire for enchantment is a powerful psychological pull, offering a counterbalance to our rational, data-driven daily existence. Furthermore, Neo-Medievalism provides a powerful framework for exploring timeless themes. The classic hero's journey, the battle between good and evil, the quest for honor and justice, these are stories that have resonated with humanity for centuries. The medieval setting, with its clear symbols of knights, dragons, and quests, gives us a perfect stage to explore these universal ideas. When we play a game where we have to save a kingdom, or watch a show about a knight upholding their oath, we're engaging with moral questions that are still relevant today. What does it mean to be a good person? What is worth fighting for? What does true honor look like? Interestingly, this trend is also about power. The symbols of the Middle Ages, swords, armor, crowns, castles, are potent symbols of strength and authority. In a world where many people feel powerless against vast, impersonal systems, adopting these symbols can be empowering. It's a form of power dressing on a cultural scale. It's not about wanting to be a feudal lord, but about tapping into the archetypal strength that these figures represent. It's about feeling like you can be the hero, the ruler of your own destiny, even if it's just within the world of a game or a fantasy novel. So, is this trend just a fleeting fantasy, a bit of harmless escapism? I think it's more than that. Neo-Medievalism is a mirror reflecting our modern anxieties and aspirations. It reflects our desire for community in an age of isolation, our search for authenticity in a mass-produced world, our craving for enchantment in a disenchanted time, and our need for a sense of agency and power. It's not about wanting to go back to the actual Middle Ages. It's about using the past as a creative toolbox to build new worlds and imagine different ways of being. It shows that even as we race towards the future, we still look to the past for stories that help us understand ourselves. What do you think? Are you a fan of the neo-medieval trend? What's your favorite medieval-inspired game, show, or style? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. See you in the next one.